Hey guys, so I am just gonna make a short video. I honestly don't even remember where I left off. I think it was about the issue with his mom, but I'm just gonna make a short video because me and hubby are away at the Poconos for our little mini vacation, just us, because not yesterday, 2 days ago was our anniversary. Our wedding anniversary. Today is our dating anniversary. So we decided to go away for a long weekend. But yeah, let's just get to it because I said I was going to do a video every day. So let's do it. So anyway, what can I say afterwards? After that whole situation happened, it didn't really affect us as a couple per se in that moment, but it did affect our relationship. But afterwards we didn't really do much. We just hung out outside. My family situation was getting a little bit better, so we decided to start hanging out at my house more because I couldn't stand the hate that I got at his parents' house. His mom and his sister. His sister is like, my husband always says that his sister's like a puppy dog that follows around whatever his mom says. So she kind of treated me bad as well. Not as bad as his mom, but like bad. When I went over, we would hang out, of course, in his room. I'd always still say hi to them, whatever. They would just be like, oh, hi, like that. Then it got to the point where when I used the bathroom, they would come and like spray like bleach or disinfectant or whatever after I used the bathroom, like I'm disgusting or some type of shit. So they really made me feel so uncomfortable in the house. So I decided, let me just cut this out, John. I'd much rather get the views from my family than yours. So we decided to start hanging out at my house more. I didn't tell John everything that, sorry, my nose is itchy. I didn't tell John everything that was going on. I didn't tell him until later. I think I told him maybe 6 months ago about the whole spraying after I used the bathroom or spraying wherever I went. I didn't tell him all of that until about 6 months ago. So I kept him in the dark. I kind of just sucked that shit up, whatever. And we started just cutting that short. I didn't want to have that issue anymore. I didn't want to have that type of negativity in my life. So that's what happened. I just stopped. But one day, John was we were hanging out at school or whatever, and John went to go home and I went on the bus. Normally it's late, 1 o'clock in the morning. So normally he goes to home. It takes him about a couple minutes, right? Not maybe about 15 minutes to go home completely. So usually I'm not even out of the area when he calls me. I'm on the bus for maybe 20 minutes, and then he calls me oh, I'm home, how's your bus ride, whatever. I didn't hear from him at all. Then I was like, oh, that's weird, maybe there was delay in the train or whatever. I ended up reaching home, no call. So I decided to call him. It went straight to voicemail, nothing. So I'm calling. I'm like, oh, that's weird, whatever. So I called. Then maybe 30 minutes later I called again. Still didn't hear anything. I'm home, sitting up, worried. I'm starting to get worried now. And like I have a lot of bad paranoia. So like when I didn't hear from him, I thought that, oh, it must have been that something bad happened to him. Like something must have happened like really bad, that he died or something. Like I was thinking like the worst thoughts. And I kept calling, and I'm like now frantic. It's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm so frantic, like crying, like what is going on, like pacing back and forth. So actually it was like 3:00 in the morning. So anyway, I'm in my room and I'm like, not like hysterically crying, but I'm like sniffling and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, why is he not answering me? Blah, blah, blah. My mom comes out and is like, oh, what happened? What's wrong? And so she goes, I go and I tell her, I'm like, oh, I'm not able to get into like in contact with John. And I'm like, I'm not able to get in contact with John. I'm not able to, he's not calling me back. He's not answering his phone. And my mom goes and says, oh, why are you crying over that? He probably doesn't want to talk to you. And literally just went back in her room. I was thinking like, how are you going to say that? Like, you see that I'm upset, I'm frustrated or whatever. A couple, hours, not hours, maybe like a couple minutes later, like maybe like half an hour later, I get a call from a number that I didn't know. Or was it his house phone? Maybe it was his house phone that he called. And I'm like, oh, John, your phone died or something? And it was his mom. And he was like, oh, no, I'm just calling because John's not home and I haven't heard from him. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, I wanted to know if he was with you. And I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. So I'm just like, oh, he should be home soon because, we were hanging out, and stuff like that. He should be home soon. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he wanted to hang out and not like his parents know or whatever. So I'm like, kind of like that. Later to find out, he calls me maybe like 3 hours later. He's like, Vanessa, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what happened, dude? Like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, I got arrested. Oh my gosh, I was freaking out. I was like, what? You got arrested? What the hell happened? So anyway, you guys know I live in New York. So John had this knife. Like, it was, it's called a MetroCard knife. He puts it in his wallet just to, have it because he's going late. Same thing, he also has another knife, like a little, like, Swiss knife or whatever. I think it was like a Spider-Man knife or something like that. Sorry. And he usually does that because he travels with a lot of expensive equipment. Like he does gigs and stuff, so he travels with his bass, his guitar, a lot of expensive stuff. So he uses that to like defend himself if anything. So anyway, he goes and he said, oh, my knife was popping out of my my pocket, and train cop saw and arrested him. And so they kept him for a couple hours, and now he has to just do community service. So I'm like, oh my God, I thought you were dead, bro. Even your mom called me. He was like, what? I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I just told her that you'll be fine. It's okay. And he's like, oh, okay, good. Because he didn't call his mom. He called me first. He's like, my phone wasn't working because it's underneath, like the police station is like underground somewhere or whatever. And so he was like, yeah, I didn't call. All I called was you and stuff like that. But I just want to say I'm fine and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, thank God. But that was it. That is a little short story that I can tell you right here. This is going to be the only video for today. I'm probably going to do one more tomorrow, but maybe not. I'm going to try, but like I said, we're on vacation. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And can you believe my husband got arrested, bro? Like, seriously, like, that was so crazy. I was like freaking out. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.